Welcome back to the Credible Dev YouTube channel. Today we're going to be installing Docker and Portainer on Ubuntu. We're going to be doing this in Virtual Machine Manager, but really you could do this on whatever you have. You could do it in VirtualBox, Hyper-V, Proxmox, take your pick. It's going to be pretty much the same for all of them. Before we get into that, I just want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below with what kind of videos you'd like to see. Let's go ahead and jump into it. So like I said, we're going to be doing that in Virtual Machine Manager. So the first thing we need to do is go ahead and create a new VM. We're going to be using local install media because I have the ISO already downloaded for Ubuntu. Go ahead and select it here. And we'll go ahead and proceed with this. I'm going to keep this the same, but if you're building this and you plan on using it, then you're probably going to want to give it more RAM than 4 gigabytes of RAM. I already have an instance of Portainer running in Hyper-V, so I don't really need this instance other than for this instruction. So I'm just going to keep it the same. I will give it a little more space and go ahead and move forward here. We'll change the name of it to be Portainer, because that's what we're going to install here. Keep everything else the same. And yep, we want to install English. Yes. And we're going to keep everything the same here. And I'm just going to take what DHCP gives me, but if you plan on installing this in your environment, you may want to give it a static IP address, which you can configure here. That way it's not changing on you. You could probably also just set a static one from your router. Once DHCP gives it one, you might be able to go on your router and just make it static that way. It just depends on your setup. And we'll let it check and find a mirror, make sure our connection's good, which it is. We're going to use the entire disk. Everything looks good here. Just keeping all the defaults. Yep, we know that it's going to format it, but it's a virtual disk, so it doesn't matter. Just call this Portainer 2. Choose a password. Super secure. Done. We are going to skip that. We are going to install the OpenSSH server. It's a little easier to manage your machine. You can just SSH to it, and we'll let this installation continue, and I'll pick back up once this is complete. All right, our installation is finished. Go ahead and reboot. Go ahead and press enter. And we'll go ahead and log in. And we'll go ahead and do our updates. You always want to start with a fully updated system. And once this update is complete, we will move on to installing Docker. All right. Let's go ahead and SSH into this machine. It's a little easier. All right, I can close this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to create a simple little shell script. So sometimes when you copy these, it doesn't go too well. So it's usually a bit easier to just create a shell script out of it. So we'll open up Nano and we'll say docker install.sh, and we will paste all of that in. Write that out. We'll exit. Now we need to make it executable. And now we can run it. And we'll let that do its thing. Looks like that part is good. Now we want to install the Docker packages, which is going to be right here. And I'll have all these links down in the description so you don't have to go hunt them down on your own. So we will paste that in there. Yes. All right, then we'll do sudo docker run hello world to test it out. There we are. So Docker is installed and up and running. There is one more thing that we should do, and that is going to give our current user the ability to run Docker commands so you don't have to elevate yourself every time that you want to run something. So first, we're going to add the group, which is probably already added, but just in case it's not, we're going to go ahead and add it. It already exists. So now we need to make our user that we're logged in as currently a member of that group. So we'll do user mod AG Docker and then user for our current logged in user. That has added us to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and reboot because it makes it a little simpler. There's other ways that you can do that so that you don't have to reboot, but I don't really care to restart this VM. It's not that big of a deal. So just go ahead and restart it. It's back up. So we'll go ahead and log back into it. And now I should be able to run a Docker command like that without being asked to elevate. So now we're ready to install Portainer. And we're going to be installing the community edition, and we're going to be doing it with Docker on Linux. There's other options. You could do this on Windows if you'd like. But again, I'll have all this linked down below. So the first thing we need to do is create a volume, and that's going to be for Portainer's data. So go ahead and paste that command in to create that volume, and we can see it output Portainer data, which is what we want to call it, which just signifies that it ran successfully. This next command is going to install Docker or install Portainer. So go ahead and copy that. This is going to pull down the Portainer container and then run it for us, and it'll run it in the background. All right, it looks like that is up. So now we're going to go to the IP address of this machine at port 9443. Open up a new tab here. And this IP address will obviously be different for you. Go to advanced. We get a certificate warning. We don't have a local certificate for this. Set a secure password here. And it's got to be longer than that. Struggles. There we go. So no, we don't want you collecting any statistics about us. Thank you. So now we should be good. Go ahead and go to home. We can see our environment here. For some reason, we can't connect to the environment.
No, don't like that.
So it looks like because I used a newer version of Ubuntu and there's a new Docker package that's available for that version of Ubuntu. That latest version of Docker that it's pulling down isn't compatible with Portainer. So we're going to have to edit a file here, and then hopefully once we do that, we'll be able to get Portainer to connect. And I found this is pretty recent stuff, the last couple of days, last week or so. I'll put a link to this down in the description as well in case you're interested. But if you're following along, this is what we're going to have to do here, it looks like. So let me go ahead and bring the terminal back up and we'll take a look. See if that works for us. So sudo nano lib system d system docker service. Okay. So we shouldn't edit this file directly, they say here. I've never done this before, so we will not edit it like this. We will do what they suggest with sudo system control edit Docker. And then we want to set the environment. I guess we have to add this line because I don't see anything between here and the comment below will be contents. Edits below this comment will be discarded, so we have to put it here. So we're going to put environment equals Docker min API version 1.24. So we write that and then we restart. So sudo daemon reload. Oh, got the system control. That would help. And sudo service docker restart. Now, let's see. Portainer's still there, so I wonder if that just fixes it or if there's something else we have to do here. Log back in. I can type the password, right? Uh-oh. You idiots! Or was it admin? It was admin. Username was wrong. So, all right, so that looks like it fixed it because now it's up. So if you run into that same issue, like I said, I'll have that link down below, and you can do that. Well, actually, it said it was up, and then as soon as I clicked it, it is not up.
This sucks.
So, did I miss a step? Okay, so I need to add this.
Real quick, before you finish, you still suck.
Okay. So it looks like I didn't add everything that I needed. So let's go back to the terminal and we want to edit that again. Not a big deal. We're going to add service. Is that it? Environment, Docker min API version 1. Okay. All right. And then I guess we have to rerun these commands, or rerun this, and rerun that one. And then we'll try this again. And it's going to be admin and not root. Not sure why it pre-filled root. It's weird. Okay. Now we're good. Now we're good. All right. So once we have Portainer installed, it comes with a base number of apps that you can install here, which is quite a bit, but many people, they would rather have a more curated list of applications. So the way that you can do that is you go to settings and then general, and this app templates, you can change this URL. And there's a lot of different Portainer templates out there, or app templates for Portainer out there. This is one that I like. It's usually pretty updated. And in order to switch to it, we will just copy this URL right here. And we'll place that in here, and then we'll save that. And now when we go back to applications, we'll have a completely different set of applications with a lot more categories in here. So in order to actually create one of these, you just find the one that you want. Let's go with, we can go with like a web server. There's probably an Apache one in here. So there's Apache. And we will deploy this. There's Apache, and it's going to be 8443. So if we go to the same address here, 8443.
Wait, what?
Or sorry, I think I had that backwards there.
Shut your stupid ass up.
We're going to go to 8080. Sorry. There we go. Now we have the index. So Apache's running. That's all you have to do in order to run one of these templates. Now, when you do something more complex like Plex, you go to these advanced options, and then you can set the location of like where your TV video files are and where your movie video files are, things like that. So depending on what you're installing, you may have a few things here that you want to attach to storage that you already have. Like for Plex, for instance, that's what I do. I have a TrueNAS server where I have movies and TV shows, and basically I just mount NFS or SMB shares to Plex and then present them to the containers here. And how you would do that is you go to volumes and you'll add a new volume, and you can choose NFS or this. This is the same thing as SMB. So you'd put in the information here, whatever kind of share that you have. And then once you've done that, you'll be able to access that share whenever you go into these options and you choose volume. You'll have a drop down here and it'll show up here. Now, if you're wanting to do something more custom, you can come here to stacks and you can write your own Docker Compose files here. So if you have things that you're testing, maybe you're a developer and you do testing with containers, you can certainly do that here by typing out your Docker Compose files. You can also point to repositories. You have quite a few different options here. So, I mean, Portainer is super easy to use. It's a great way to get used to using Docker and get Docker in your environment at home. Spin up tons of apps. There's all kinds of things that you can put here. I have a Home Assistant that runs in Portainer. I've had note apps, like note sharing apps in here. I've had book sharing apps where I have a lot of books, like PDF files. There's all different kinds of things that you can have in here. And like I said, you can create your own too. So super easy to set up, super easy to get started. That's all I got for you today. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button. If you have any questions, or if you want to let me know what kind of content you want to see in the future, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and have a great day.